2019 BMW 530e. So what does this eDrive mean on this car?
eDrive means it's a hybrid.
Plug-in hybrid.
That's right. You take the plug.
So you get green plates, which is really cool. You can ride HOV lanes by yourself.
And in Toronto, that's a big deal because you're always stuck in traffic.
Yeah, time is money.
That adds value on its own. Not to mention the fuel economy you get that we'll talk about afterwards.
Starting price is 68,000 Canadian dollars. As tested, this one with the iPerformance goodies, it's 80 grand, which is a lot of money for a car, but you know what? Once you start driving it, maybe not that much.
This car, unfortunately, does not qualify you for the grant. But who cares? Because the $5,000 you would have got back, you'll save it in time.
There's a few reasons why you would prefer to buy the eDrive over the regular 530 or 540 or 550. Let's talk about those. Why would you spend all this cash, 80,000 Canadian dollars, to get something that, at least on paper, doesn't perform as well as the other guys?
Because that $80,000 price tag is going to save you over the lifespan of the car at least $20,000 to $30,000 worth of gas.
Well,
depending on how long
that
you keep
much,
it.
but sure. The thing is, you get certain perks. So we said the green license plate. You get about 25 to 30 kilometers on battery power alone. I know that's not a lot, but you know what? You'll be surprised how many people I know that their daily commute is actually not more than that. Yeah. And you know what? The battery, because it's only like a 9.6 kilowatt hour, I think, battery.
Right.
It charges from a regular home outlet in just 7 hours. So you can always charge it overnight, full charge.
Yep.
If you go to a level 2 charger, you can charge that in like 1 hour.
Well, they said level 2 charge will give you a full charge in 3 hours, actually.
3 hours?
Yes.
Steve never, ever remembers the specs on a car. This car has 2 motors and a combined average for like horsepower and spec. If he remembers a single number, I'm gonna freaking lose my mind. What do we get in terms of horsepower and torque?
Watch this. The Dobbs doesn't even know I'm gonna have all the specs in my head. But it's freaking hard. I hope I remember all of them, because if I forget one, I'd be pissed. So, because I never remember the specs, I'm gonna impress this guy over here. I have
Let's
to stop
see.
here.
Impress me.
Electric engine. It has 111 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque.
Very good.
The gasoline engine is 180 horsepower and 250
Fountain.
255 pound-feet of torque.
Okay. What's the combined total?
That I'm screwed on.
So the combined total, unfortunately, is not adding up those numbers. It's 248 horsepower and up to 310 pound-feet of torque.
Thank you.
So we get 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.7 seconds as tested. The claimed is 6.1. I don't see how you can really get that, but fine.
$60. 100.
At least you do get xDrive. So this car is all-wheel drive.
Which is great in the winter.
It's made it to 8-speed automatic, so that's pretty cool. You still get the experience of shifting gears, and I know the specs mentioned that this is supposed to have paddle shifters, but they're not there.
I don't get it. I think maybe they're optional.
At least you can still shift from the lever. So, and it's snappy. It's the usual BMW ZF Auto. So the outside, there are not a lot of hints that this is different than the rest of the 5 Series.
Other than the badging.
You have the eDrive badging, and you have that charge port on the driver's side.
Yeah, just in front of the A-pillar of the car.
But this car, it's equipped with this carbon fiber body kit, like the front lip and rear diffuser, and it has some thicker and more aggressive side skirts. I think it looks really good.
I like it. I think the actual carbon fiber accents in the front and back,
Killer.
I don't know. It gives me that. You know what? It's an e-car, but it doesn't look like an e-car altogether, right? It's like, I'm fuel efficient and I'm great, but it's actually not. It's an aggressive, sporty
looking car.
Yeah.
Because actually fuel efficient, it's damn fuel efficient.
Yep. What's
our average?
Hang on, let me just
7.5 was the last time I checked.
Yeah, 7.9.
There you go, 7.9 currently. 7 point, you can't even do that in the Civic.
No, my Civic goes for like 8.5. And it's an 08, but I mean,
it
even
is
my
premium gas, but
one.
it's like nothing.
Yeah.
No wonder they're getting very popular in Europe, because they have very low emissions and very good fuel economy. So this is a very European car. That's the thing I love the most about the exterior. I'm a sucker for them right now. The
Wait.
wheels.
Yes.
I
knew it.
love these wheels.
You always like all the weird looking wheels. I mean, okay, it's nice, but I don't know. I think it's funky looking, and it's like I don't know.
And with the M Sport Performance brakes, like the upgraded brakes, that combination, like the way the whole wheel looks, I love it. It's amazing. Now the exterior is really nice, but what I like even more is this interior. And this interior basically is the proof that I like the old styling more than the new styling. Because this just feels more BMW. The new stuff, I'm still getting used to it. I'm not 100% there yet.
So my older 3 Series, the 07 I've got, has the brushed aluminum. This has the updated version of, it's like a matte aluminum sort of look with a brushed aluminum trim. I love the way it accents the interior. It doesn't feel...
looks very similar to what the F10, the older 5 Series used to have.
Yeah.
You know what I like the most though?
What?
That you're going over bumps, you don't hear a single creak or squeak, and that everywhere you touch, it's nice and soft. Top to bottom. Another thing I want to talk about, the seats.
I love these seats. Like, I can fall asleep right now. That would be really bad.
That'd be really bad.
But, like, literally you get in the car, you sit in the seat, and your butt just says, hello.
Now this being a 5 Series means that it's very roomy. And
it
I'm
is.
enjoying every inch of roominess I'm getting in this car. I'm like so comfortable. You know what the best part is? Our
My elbows aren't
are not touching.
Elbow test.
Yes. I hate elbow rubs.
Yes.
Roominess in the back is also really good. Even if you're taller, like Steve, like 6'2", or shorter, like me, like 5'11".
I fit in the back, and I got some headroom.
It's actually very comfortable. And the best part is that the back seats are also very comfortable and plush. And you get little peasant lockers on the side, so...
Not only on the side, you get the executive, I think it's optional, but the executive screen that goes up the back window as well. It's motorized.
Power one? Is the
Yeah.
button over there in the door?
Yeah, it's right here, look.
Perfect. Sweet.
Whoop. I do that, my son really gets a kick out of that, so if that sounded really awkward, I'm sorry.
Another thing that's amazing in this car is this freaking Harman Kardon sound system.
Kick ass. I love this stereo. This is total BMW. They give you the car, they give you the performance, the styling, and then the boom to go with it.
Now, being electric means that it needs room for the battery power, and unfortunately, the trunk is a little bit compromised.
Yeah, you gotta sacrifice somewhere. I mean,
Yeah.
at least it's flat, so it's not all...
It's flat, and where the sacrifice is that the floor is just higher. So
Yeah.
you lose a little bit of the height, but nothing in terms of depth. So it's still very usable. It's still a good trunk.
And also the girth.
Okay. Now, in terms of technology, what do we got here?
Well, I can tell you what we don't got. We don't have the...
Gesture controls.
Yeah,
but
it's
they're
not
optional.
here.
Yeah,
it's
too
optional,
bad.
but I thought all the BMWs came with that standard now.
And this is the iDrive version 6, so it's not
Yeah.
the 7 that the newer ones have, but I actually prefer this one. It works better.
Yeah.
And
It's more
CarPlay
consistent.
always connects. It's consistent.
Yeah. So this one has lane departure warning, not lane keep assist. It's also got the swerve avoidance. I think that's what it's called. That may not be the official name, but
Evasion assistance, I think.
thank you.
So we have a car that's extremely quiet, very refined, very fuel efficient, looks good, feels good. What's the freaking drawback here?
Price?
It's one of it.
80 grand?
And the fact that it's not as fast as, its siblings without the eDrive.
Well, okay. But you can't really say the 80 grand is the final price because you're looking at total cost of ownership,
Yeah.
right? You need to factor that in any
You have to also
e-car.
add taxes and delivery, so it's basically 100 grand.
Okay, but again, any e-car you factor in to look at, I don't know if you'll care when you get into that kind of money, but
Potentially, for the right buyer that has a short commute, this could basically mean a gas-free commute forever.
yep.
And then if you need to go somewhere farther, like your cottage or a road trip, you can do it with the same car without having to worry about range. So it's actually really nice. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour comes in just 6.7 seconds. So it's not exactly a slouch either.
41 meters from 100 to 0.
It's, as you can see or hear, it's a little bit rainy today, so braking 41 meters, not bad for these conditions. And the brakes felt solid. They feel really powerful. The pedal feels good. Why don't you come to this seat so we can talk about how it drives?
Fine. There's going to be a moment in time in this review that Jason's going to do something stupid and really piss me off.
Now, in typical BMW fashion, we have a really good driving position. Like, I am like so happy with where I'm sitting right now.
So was I.
And I'm also very happy with the steering wheel I have to hold on to because it's like thick and chubby and...
Listen, buddy, just keep it PG rated, dude.
True. It's awesome, the M wheels, and it's heated. And the button's right here in front of you, which is great because back in the day they used to be
They have
hidden
it on the side, like on my X3. Jeez.
Shitty. So the seat, the steering, everything perfectly positioned. And you know what? The steering, I actually like how it feels. It has a good weight to it. It's quick enough. This car feels pretty involving. And you know what? It doesn't feel as heavy as it should be. Like it's good. Driving modes. We have Eco Pro, Comfort, and Sport. We don't have Sport Plus here because, you know, hey, why would you have Sport Plus? But you could kind of simulate the Sport Plus by going to Sport and then switching off traction control, or actually Sport traction. But there's no launch control here, so it does pull though. Like once you go on the gas, like that initial electric torque is like boom right there waiting for you. Makes it very fun. In terms of road holding, this specific car has the non-adaptive M Sport suspension. So it doesn't make a difference switching between comfort and sport mode. But you know what? It's really nicely tuned. Like it's comfortable, like over bumps, it just glides over them, no drama. It's quiet. But then again, body roll is very well controlled. There is a little bit of body roll, but it's... At this point of the review, I noticed that Steve was kind of not paying much of attention, and he always complains that when I drive, he gets nauseous. So I'm going to try something a bit more aggressive today. You know how to make a Steve shake? Like this. Oh!
See, this is why I don't get in the passenger seat with you in a BMW. You somehow managed to do something...
In a BMW specifically?
Specifically in a BMW.
Let's see how this thing turns.
Because if you watch the Arteon review, he didn't do that.
And you come to the corner, you aim to the apex, you gun for it. Yeah, this thing is amazing. Holds the road really well. Not a hint of understeer. The nose goes exactly where you want it to go. The rear follows.
And I'm gonna puke.
You're not gonna puke.
Really? He did a f***ing Steve shake? What the f*** is that? What an asshole.
This thing handles really well. If you push too hard, it's gonna go into like a four-wheel slide. But then again, the stability control is gonna help you for that not to happen. With the iPerformance goodies, it's actually really nice to drive. It's not explosively fast, but you know what? It's not slow either. It's pretty good. And for the fuel economy, like that combined, that's pretty cool. I'm still looking for paddle shifters. I cannot get used to the idea that they're not here.
I know. That's just messed up.
You know what
That's
we can
almost
do?
illegal.
Okay, I'm gonna pretend there's a paddle shifter here, and you use this to shift for me. You ready?
Okay, ready?
Let's go. Oh, paddle shifters. Nice. Perfect. Are you an optional extra? Nice.
That's actually not bad, huh?
That's teamwork, buddy.
You just don't need to have anybody like...
Yeah. Wake up. Oh, did you notice that? When you go into sport mode, the seat actually hugs you a little bit extra.
Yeah, I love that. Like, that's just typical BMW thinking. How can we just make it that much sportier?
This is what I love about this car. We have now 9 kilometers of electric power to go. 5 minutes ago, we had 1 kilometer, but we put it into battery control. Oh, that's what we didn't talk about. So you have 3 different modes about eDrive, okay? So you can do auto eDrive, which means the car acts like a complete hybrid, so it automatically switches between gas and electricity based on demand. You can do max eDrive, which means shut the gas engine off, leave it to the side unless you do like a kick down, which you're like demanding power, then it's going to come back up. But then it uses the electric power only. Or you could do what I love is the battery control mode. You can set a target, so you can tell the car, I want you to persist the battery at, let's say, 95%. I don't want you to allow it to, what the?
Are you gonna ever let me help you? Let me help you in this review, or are you just gonna keep talking?
So since Steve has decided just to be a little bitch about the review, let me tell you what the battery control is. It has your favorite feature.
I can take my iPhone XR, the OtterBox case that it's fit inside of, and put it entirely. Check this out.
Entirely in.
See? OtterBox. No, this is not a plug. Yoink. Fits and it's charging. So
wow.
With the case, and it's a thick one, so usually cars you won't get that.
That's cool. And you have wireless Apple CarPlay here.
Yes.
So basically this is like the perfect setup.
Yep.
Overall, what's your rating on this car, Steve-O?
I haven't been in a lot of hybrids, but this has to be probably one of the best ones I've ever been in. So, I don't know. Given the price, I gotta give it a ding for that. I give it a solid 8.
I'll give it an 8.5 because I just like how it's a very nice 5 Series, so it doesn't really lose any of its 5-ness. I like that it gives you the option to, you know, brag about having a electric car and a green plate. So if you want to be a pretend tree hugger, you can do that.
So 8.5, you're sure about that?
It's very nice. Because personally, I would probably go for a 540 because I like the exhaust and whatever, and make it even louder and faster and whatever. But
you're a gearhead.
I completely like this car. There's nothing about it that I dislike.
Okay.
So 8.5.
All right. Please like this video. I put a lot of effort into annoying him today.
Subscribe. Keep watching. We're coming back with a lot more content. Be well.
Later.
Perfect.